Have you ever wondered why certain people irritate you for no reason, or why you sometimes do things that feel completely unlike you, almost as if someone else took control? We all carry a hidden side, a side we don't show, a side we don't want to admit exists. This is your shadow, and the more you run from it, the stronger it becomes. In psychology, the shadow is the part of us we try to hide. It's made of all the qualities, feelings, and desires we think are unacceptable. Maybe anger, maybe jealousy, maybe selfishness, or shame. Instead of facing it, we push it down, we bury it, we wear a mask. But here's the truth. The shadow doesn't disappear just because you ignore it. It leaks out. In your relationships, in your decisions, in the moments you least expect. And tonight, we're going to dive deep. We'll uncover what the shadow really is, how it secretly controls you, and why facing it could be the key to becoming your real self. Let's start with a simple example. Imagine a young boy who grows up in a home where showing anger is punished. Whenever he's upset, he's told to be quiet, be nice, don't make trouble. So he learns, anger is bad. Anger makes people reject me. He pushes that part of himself deep down. Years later, that same boy is now an adult. On the surface, he looks calm, polite, always smiling, but inside, he carries years of repressed anger. And when the pressure builds too much, he explodes. Maybe at his partner, maybe at a stranger, maybe even at himself. This is how the shadow works. Whatever you reject in yourself doesn't just disappear, hides, and the more you deny it, the more power it has over you. Another example, think of the coworker who constantly brags and seeks attention. You might feel annoyed, maybe even disgusted. But here's the question. Why does it bother you so much? Often, the traits we hate in others are the same ones we secretly carry in ourselves. Maybe you too crave recognition, but you were taught that wanting attention is selfish. So you pushed it into the shadow. Now, every time you see someone else living that trait out loud, it triggers you. Your shadow acts like a mirror. It shows you what you refuse to see in yourself. But here's where it gets darker. When we avoid our shadow, it doesn't just hurt us, it hurts the people around us. The parent who never faced their own insecurities may project them onto their child. The partner who hides their jealousy may become controlling without even realizing it. The leader who denies their own fear may create chaos for everyone who follows them. We pretend we are only the good parts of ourselves, but the truth is, the hidden side drives more of our life than we want to admit. And here's the struggle. Facing your shadow feels terrifying, because it means looking at parts of yourself you've spent years running from. It means admitting, I am not only kind, I can also be cruel. I am not only confident, I can also be insecure. I am not only selfless, I can also be selfish. And the ego hates that truth. Think about this. How many times have you said, that's not me, I would never do that, but deep inside, you knew you were capable of it. Maybe you thought about lying, but didn't. Maybe you imagined hurting someone, but never acted. Maybe you craved something forbidden, but buried it. Those thoughts don't mean you're broken. They mean you're human. They are your shadow speaking. Here's the shocking part. The shadow you run from is often the very thing you need to grow. The anger you deny. It holds your power to set boundaries. The jealousy you bury. It shows you what you truly desire. The selfishness you hide. It reminds you to protect your own needs. What you call darkness might just be the missing piece of your wholeness. But as long as you pretend it doesn't exist, it rules you in secret, like a puppeteer pulling invisible strings. You don't choose your shadow. It chooses for you. And that's why the life you're living right now might not even be your real one. It could be the life your shadow created while you kept pretending everything was fine. So, how do you face the shadow? How do you stop it from secretly running your life? The first step is awareness, not judgment, not punishment, just noticing. Ask yourself, what triggers me in others? What do I feel ashamed of in myself? What do I hide from the world? Because the traits you reject are usually the ones sitting in your shadow. Here's a story. A woman named Sarah grew up in a family where being nice was everything. She was praised for being polite, quiet, and helpful. But when she felt angry, she was told she was dramatic. So Sarah buried her anger. As an adult, she couldn't say no. She let people walk all over her. At work, she took on too much. In relationships, she gave too much, until one day, she broke. Through therapy, Sarah realized the anger she'd buried wasn't bad, it was her boundary. It was the voice inside saying, "This is not okay. I deserve better." Once she faced that shadow, she became stronger. She finally stood up for herself. Her shadow didn't disappear, but instead of controlling her in secret, it became her ally. This is the secret no one tells you. The shadow is not your enemy, it's your teacher. When you face it, you stop fighting yourself. You stop projecting onto others. You stop living half a life. Instead, you become whole. So let me leave you with a few ways to begin. Notice your triggers. The people who annoy you the most are showing you what you've buried. Sit with uncomfortable feelings. Instead of pushing them away, ask, what is this emotion trying to tell me? Write your shadow. Journal about the traits you don't like in yourself. Don't censor, don't sugarcoat, just let it out. Find the gift inside the darkness. Every negative quality has a hidden purpose. Anger protects, fear warns, envy guides. Integrate slowly. Facing your shadow is not about acting on every dark thought. It's about accepting that those parts exist and learning from them. So, let me ask you, what part of yourself are you still pretending doesn't exist? What emotion do you hide behind a smile? What truth do you avoid because it scares you? Remember this: the shadow you fear is not here to destroy you, it's here to make you whole. You are not only the light, you are also the dark. And when you embrace both, you finally become real. So, the next time you catch yourself saying, "That's not me," pause, look deeper, because sometimes, the very thing you reject is the thing that will set you free. And maybe, just maybe, the shadow you've been running from all your life is the key to finally becoming the person you were always meant to be.